Hello Wargamers, I'm here with a new tactical talk. This time I want to tell you about the target selection. It's a very important part in 40k and is key to win the games. So target selection is not only happening during the shooting, you also have to take into account that you have to move your units to maximize your target selection. So when you move your units, take into account what is the targets that you want to shoot in the shooting phase or the units you want to assault. If you don't do this well, then the target selection will not work well. First of all, the most important part in 40k is not only to know your army, it's very important that you know your enemy army. An experienced player will know quite well also the opponent army. If not, it will be very difficult for you to know what are the targets and what are the weakness and strength of your opponent. Because all the target selection is based on increasing your strength and in making bigger the weaknesses of your enemy. So, by knowing your enemy, you will do much better target selection, and then you can use this to kill the key units of your opponent and try to destroy their strategy. So it's also important to know this. So knowing your enemy is not only knowing the units, it's also try to understand what is the strategy of your enemy, and then you can select the targets to try to neutralize your opponent movements. So one thing you have to consider is how you can increase your strength. What I mean here, for example, if you have an armored army and your enemy is lacking long-range anti-tank weapons or have very little units with that, shoot the units that can threat your tanks, and then your tanks will be the kings on the battlefield. There is several ways to use that. So imagine that in close you are very strong in close combat. Try to eliminate the units of close combat of your enemy, and then here you will increase your strength. Another way to increase your strength is focusing on the weak points of your enemy. For example, if your enemy is lacking anti-fly fire, kill just the anti-fly that the little anti-fly they have on the battlefield, and then you will also win on that area. So very important here to know what are your enemy strengths and weaknesses to reinforce your strength in the same way. It's very important also to avoid fire sinks and go for the real threats. What I mean here? A fire sink is a unit that your enemy is putting in front of you, capable to absorb a lot of fire. So when this is happening, first, before shooting to that unit, analyze what is the real threat of that unit. Is this unit going to win the battle alone, or is this just going to kill one of my units? So because if you are shooting all your army in that unit and you don't kill the unit, you are losing one phase of shooting just for nothing. So it's very important that you shoot to the real threats. Let me put an example. So you have an assault terminator squad in front of you. Okay, this unit will assault next turn on your lines. So, but if you shoot everything on that unit, maybe you don't kill that unit. So you have to analyze what is the real threat of that unit. Maybe it's better for you to shoot some of the supporting fire and sacrifice one of your units on the assault. So in that case, you will do more damage on your enemy and just send to the terminators the unit that you want to lose. In the same way, don't get obsessed in trying to kill an enemy unit. This is happening a lot with tanks. I see a lot of people shooting all the anti-tank weapons to one tank. Okay, what happens if this tank is surviving? Will kill one of your tanks? But maybe it's worth it. Or you make better use of your weapons if you shoot, for example, to the devastators and you kill the devastators. Or if you kill an assault unit that is closer to you. So be very choiceful in that case and try to avoid units, vehicles that can sink a lot of your firepower, especially on the first turns, where we try to maximize the damage on your enemy. So summarizing, analyze well what you want to shoot. Don't get impressed for a near threat. Analyze if this is a real threat or not, and try to avoid units that are very difficult to kill if you don't have a clear plan to kill it in that turn. Of course, another point to take into account is where are these easy points that I can take in a shooting phase and will help me in winning the battle. So what I mean by easy points is, for example, a light vehicle that you can kill on the first turn. Or if you're playing a mission where fast attack is giving points, where are these fast attack that I can kill to increase my points account in that battle? If you're playing kill points, also you can try to kill easy units or light vehicles to increase your account of points. But be aware that this can be a double-edged tactics. If you are focusing too much on easy points and you're forgetting about the important units of your enemy, you can be in a situation where your enemy is you're doing very little damage to your enemy, and then he will be able to destroy you because he will have much firepower or he will keep his strength and you will not be able to counterattack him. So yes, sometimes it's good to go for opportunities, but don't focus too much. Focus on your plan and try to do the maximum damage and try to neutralize as maximum units to your enemy, real threatening units, and not just focusing on easy points. So, wrapping up, first of all, know your enemy as well as you know your army. Try to reinforce your strength by killing strategic assets from your enemy, or try to increase the weaknesses of your enemy by selecting these assets. You can go for easy points, but I will only recommend this on the last turns of the battle. For example, after turn 3 or 4. So I will say on the first turns, focus on increase your strength and increase the weaknesses of your enemy, and then on the last turns, if it's needed, go for easy points. The only exception will be the first blood. If you have really easy first blood on the first turn, go for it. So, I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please comment, like, any feedback is welcome. Thanks for watching and see you again later. Bye.